Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. For tonight's webinar, we'll be covering Sports Recruits 101, getting started with your Sports Recruits account. Just to introduce ourselves, I'm Robin. I'm a member of the Customer Success Management team, been here for about 2.5 years now, and I graduated from Colby College where I was a softball athlete. And we also have Malik here tonight.
Hey everyone, my name is Malik. I've actually been with Sports Recruits for about 2 months now, so fresh. And I am also a part of the customer success management team, and I graduated from Metropolitan State University. And then just to give you guys a little quick look at the agenda tonight, I'm going to first talk about the onboarding process, then talk about building your athlete profile. Then Robin will take you guys through the difference between committed and uncommitted athletes on the platform and how to maximize your membership. At the end of tonight's session, we will also take some time to answer any questions you may have. And just to know, as I'm going through the webinar, throw any questions you guys may have into the chat feature. If we are unable to get to your question tonight, we will make sure to follow up with you in an email tomorrow. And because we get this question a lot, this webinar is being recorded and you will receive a copy of this email to you within 24 hours. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the onboarding process. Perfect. So step one is we're first going to talk about is the onboarding process. So upon signing up for a membership, an email was sent to you guys' player account, email account. That email will just look like this one here with a button that reads activate your account. Click that button and you'll be taken to the onboarding process. There will be an onboarding process for both the player email and any player listed on the account, parent email listed on the account. So for any reason you cannot find the onboarding email, just shoot us an email, help@sportsrecruits.com, and we'll send you all the information manually. Perfect. And then after you do that, step one will be to identify yourself as either the athlete or parent. Each person that has their email linked to the account will have to go through their own onboarding process. So it's different for a parent or athlete. Perfect. Step two of the onboarding process, you will be able to confirm some personal information. So in this section, it'll prompt you to put in your grad year, phone number, and email. Once you hit continue, you will need to set a password and you're officially onboarded to the platform. Next is obviously going to be your favorite part about this whole process is building your athlete profile. When you're in your account, navigate to the profile tab at the top right hand end of your corner. A sidebar will appear and you can start adding your information. So having a completed profile is important, because it provides college coaches with all the information that they need to evaluate you as a student athlete. It's important for you guys to fill out as much information as on yourself as possible. Also, always remember to click save after editing each section of your profile. That's super important. Next thing is building a recruiting resume. You guys really should think of completing your profile as building your recruiting resume. Again, we strongly advise you to fill out your profile as completely as possible. This entire process to build your profile takes less than 10 minutes, so it's pretty short time frame. And it makes college coaches much more likely to message you, right? The three most important areas to complete are first, uploading a profile picture. Something to keep in mind here is college coaches actually prefer a regular photo of yourself over an action shot of you. Next, you want to make sure you add video to your profile, highlights and full gains and such. And then lastly, just complete as much academic information as possible on your profile. Getting verified. So another thing you want to make sure you complete is to make sure your profile is blue check verified. What this entails is basically verified accounts serve as an indicator to college coaches that you are a real student athlete and are committed to playing at the next level. You want to make sure you do your part in getting verified. It's also a very simple process to become verified. You just have to add a profile picture, your grad year, and position to your account. Once you have done those things, those three things, then you'll have a blue check mark next to your name. Verified accounts do receive 2 times more profile views from college coaches versus non-verified accounts. So make sure you're also getting that blue check mark next to your name. I think it's super important, and we've seen a lot of success when athletes do get that blue verified check mark. Perfect. Using video. So the next thing you want to do is obviously is to make sure that you also have video uploaded to your account. Student athletes can upload an unlimited amount of video onto their profile. By uploading video, you guys, student athletes are also able to receive analytics around the footage, including being alerted to when a school's views a video. College coaches are also 11 times more likely to send messages to athletes with videos versus profiles that have no video. A pro tip here is make sure you also designate one of your uploaded videos or highlights to be your featured video, which will load to the top of your profile. Perfect. And then I'll talk to you guys a little bit about your featured video. This is basically, this featured video should be either your most recent and best highlight reel or most recent video available. This is because it'll be the first video coaches will see when they click on your profile. So think about it as your storefront. And to make a video your featured video, you first need to navigate to the video section of your profile. Once you're in your video library, find the video you want to use your featured video, select the gear icon at the top. At the bottom left-hand side of the video, a drop-down menu will appear that says make featured video, which is super simple. Another important tip is when you upload a video, it does not automatically go straight to your profile. Instead, it goes to your video library, and you'll have to click the gray visible button so that way it turns green. This button is located in the bottom right corner of each video in your video library. You can make a video visible and invisible at any point, so feel free to pick and choose what videos you want college coaches to see. So we do grant that flexibility. If you take a look at this athlete's video here, you'll see that there are 3 videos currently visible on their profile. Remember, college coaches are 11 times more likely to message you if you have video visible on your profile. So upload videos and tip the odds in your favor, basically. Awesome. So once you have finished building out your athlete profile, so again, that means you've added your profile picture, your grad year, your position, filled out as much academic and personal information as possible. And on top of that, you uploaded some video that you think best suits your storefront. You can click on the preview tab on the top left. The preview tab shows you exactly what coaches will see when they are viewing your profile, so which is awesome. And then I'll hand it over to Robin to talk to you guys about the committed versus uncommitted student athletes section.
Yeah, thanks, Malik. Awesome. So as Malik mentioned, there's a ton of different things that you can do to help build up your profile and make it more discoverable to college coaches, something more appealing for them to click on when they're reviewing their own Discover feed. And we just have a few tips for how to differentiate yourself from someone who may not commit versus someone who ends the recruiting process with a commitment. So looking at the data here, you can see that the biggest thing is having an online presence. And that's, you've taken the first step. You have a SportsRecruits account, you're building that online presence, and it doesn't matter however old you are, having that online presence is crucial to start your start your recruiting process. And what that means is not simply just creating that account, but taking those first steps, creating and building that complete profile. Again, like Malik mentioned, uploading video, filling out that academic information. Right off the bat, you'll be asked to get verified on your account. So there are steps to help guide you through that beginning process as you onboard and start the beginning phase of your SportsRecruits account. And really the key to that is just making sure that you have the most up-to-date information possible. So it's really a journey. You're going to have your first profile that you create when you first start, and then you want to continue to update that throughout your high school years. That will allow coaches to continue to evaluate you through their own admissions process and making sure that you're a right fit for them. And again, as you can see, in the charts here, just by simply uploading a transcript, a video to your profile and having a profile image, those steps to get verified, you are drastically increasing your chances of receiving attention from a college coach and getting those views and having people view your videos. So those are the reasons that we drive the verification process. Everything has a reason on our platform. The next most important thing that differentiates athletes is the amount of outreach that that you all take on the platform. Student athletes, as you can see, 80% of committed athletes contacted more than 10 schools throughout their recruiting process. So of course, as you're going through, you'll start to narrow down the list of schools you're communicating with, but right from the start, you want to start building that list, and we'll get into that in the next section of how to find schools. But really, you want to have a broad list. You want to make sure you're reaching out, because that is, even though you have a SportsRecruits account, the best way to share your profile is to reach out and contact colleges through the SportsRecruits messaging system and sharing your profile link on your social media and in conversations and everything like that. Another visual just for how important it is to contact schools is, as you can see, the number of schools you contact, the number of views you're going to get. So if you're just sitting here with an active profile, not doing anything, the less likely you are to get a college coach view. Of course, you can be lucky, but that's not the case for all of us. You want to make sure that you take control of your recruiting process, introduce yourself, send those messages, keep college coaches up to date. We have other really great webinars that go into the specifics of tips for messaging coaches, when to message them related to events and the cycle of school and different things. So if you're looking for more information about just what do I say to a coach, we have more webinars about that, and those are all recorded and available to you too. Next, we'll get into how to make the most out of your account, going through the different features available to you on the platform. So the first feature I want to make sure you're aware of is our free highlight reel editing tool. So within every single SportsRecruits account, we do have a highlight reel editor. This allows you to cut and crop any of your uploaded videos that you upload to the platform. So any full game films, any highlights, any videos from your phone, as long as you are uploading those to your account, those will be available in the highlight reel editor. Again, it's completely free. You can have unlimited videos. You can create unlimited reels, create one after every high school season, every event, whatever you want to do. And it's a great way for you to get film up on your account quickly, highlighting all of your at-bats as a softball player, or all of your shots as a lacrosse athlete, for example. So once you do publish those highlight reels that are created in the highlight reel editor, you will need to make them visible on your account. And then you can also share the links, and they can be downloaded as well. So a couple of different options for you to take advantage of the tool and share the videos with coaches. The next feature that I want to share with you is our advanced school search, and you'll see at the top right section of your SportsRecruits account, most of these are highlighted as a tab. So they're called out. You can easily navigate and click through them if you're brand new to the platform. If you're familiar, of course, you're aware how easy it is just to poke around. But when you do get to that schools tab here, you'll see how easy it is for you to filter and find schools, whether you are brand new to the recruiting process. If you're a parent on here and this is your first kid looking to get recruited, this makes it super easy for you to narrow down the search. It's powered by Google Maps. All you need to do is filter the location. You can narrow it through academics, different majors that you're interested in studying, and athletic division and conference. It is sport specific, so any program that you see will have the program of your sport. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you don't see a school that you, for example, think is your dream school, it's most likely because they don't have that program that you're looking for. But yeah, this makes it super easy. All you need to do is click the filter, and then the list that appears for you are all of the schools that match that. And if you click on the name of the school that's hyperlinked, that will open up the school profile page with more details about that school. This brings us to doing your research. So when you are going through the school search process, it's important that you're doing your own research as well. We have the filters there, but you really want to dig in and figure out, does the school match what you're looking for, socially, logistically, like locationally, all of those things. And those school landing pages will give you that information. They'll have school ratio. A lot of them have the cost. Everything is there in the school website will also be linked. So you can dive in and learn more about the school that way as well. Once you do find a school that you like, that you want to add to your favorite list, you want to make sure that you do click that heart icon. That will favorite it on your account, making it very easy for you to come back to, making it easy for you to contact using the messaging system. And we do have a tip that committed athletes do favorite on average 28 schools. So you can go ahead and favorite as many as you want. That's a kind of a good number of schools for you to aim for. And again, as you go through the recruiting process, you can unfavorite them if they're no longer a school that you're interested in, one that you're no longer being recruited by, whatever the case may be. But really crucial that you're taking that step to favorite that school, to stay organized and to remember it as well. Yes, and so that is really crucial just with casting a wide net. So keeping that in mind too. Once you do favorite schools, they will appear within that school tab on that favorite list of schools, target list of schools. And you can navigate through that using the arrow. You can rearrange them. And then you can also click the pop down to see the progression through it. So here you can see you have the option to rate them as a safety reach or fit school. And then in this picture here, you'll see that progress bar. If you pop down the bottom bar, you'll be able to stay organized throughout your recruiting process and say on the platform here, if you've sent a message, that will automatically be checked off through, if you sent that message through the SportsRecruits messaging system, if you've received a view, if you visited campus. So it's one place for you to keep all of your visit recruiting information all centralized. Next up is the activity feed. So this is your home base, a place for you to see all of the interactions happening between you and college coaches. On the left-hand side, again, you'll see that list of favorite schools. So that's why it's important to add to that list. You'll see how easy it is for you to get back to that school, to learn more, to send a message and things. But the activity feed here really is a helpful place for you to understand chronologically what activity have you taken on the platform. And that is super handy just for seeing all the views, seeing the messages coming back and forth in one place. If you are looking to contact a school, you can click that paper airplane easily on the left-hand side, or manually go to the messaging system. This is personally what I prefer, going to that messaging system, typing in the name of the school, and all of the college coaches at that school on that program will automatically appear. All you have to do is click the name, type in your message. And what's really special about this is that with every message you send using the SportsRecruits messaging system, it will include that link that keeps popping away. But at the bottom, it will include your school profile link that's embedded. So when a college coach sees your message and clicks on that link, you'll automatically receive a view notification. It's kind of like a way for you to see, like, has my message been read? But that's a great way for you to get more transparency in the recruiting process. It doesn't mean it's the end all be all. If you don't get a view hit right away, you can certainly follow up with the school. But this message, another thing is that it will go directly to the college coaches SportsRecruits inbox, as well as their regular college EDU inbox. So we do send it both places, and we have systems in place to make sure everything's being delivered and things. So it's really, this is one of our favorite features, one of the most important ones on the platform to, again, just stay organized, keep communication in one place. But because of how easy it is for you to communicate, every college coach is in our database. So all you need to do is type in the name of the school, send your message, and you're good to go from there. One question that we do get a lot is related to view notifications. So something to keep in mind with this is that college coaches are kind of reviewing profiles on SportsRecruits, similar to how you're clicking through Instagram or whatever the special social media is these days. So you want to keep in mind that any view notification means a college coach is coming and evaluating you, but it's also something that isn't something to keep in mind that it's not to be taken lightly, but also if you don't get a follow-up from it, that's okay. They're gauging their interest. Maybe it's not a fit. You can always reach out and express your interest in the school again, but taking the hint if it doesn't move further from there. So we do have some do and don'ts here. The first thing, if you do get a view notification from a school that you are interested in, you do want to ask yourself that question: is it something I'm interested in? Have you spoken to the coach before? Are they a school that's come to your profile because you've reached out to them? Have they seen you at an event, for example? And then also, is this program at the same level academically and athletically as the other schools that I'm interested in? It's really common to be excited and get that view notification, but you want to always default back on, is this a school that I'm personally interested in? Is it something that where I'm looking to spend my next school years at? If you do get a view during event, do wait until the event is over to follow up. Give them the space to recruit, and then you can follow up after the event being like, I hope you enjoyed the game, sending that follow-up information. And then lastly, here on the do list is leaning on your advocates to determine if and how you should follow up. If you're feeling lost, leaning on the people that have been through the recruiting process, who know you best, is a great thing to do. On the don't list, kind of on the opposite side, do not message the college coach immediately. It can be a bit of a turnoff if they're going through and clicking on profile and then immediately getting outreach. Similarly, using language like, I saw you viewed my profile in your follow-up message. Just simply say, hi, I wanted to introduce myself. I'm XYZ. I'm interested in your school because of XYZ. And they'll understand that they did view your profile, so you don't have to say that. And then the last thing here is just a note to parents. We know you love your kids. We know that you're rooting for them. It's important that the athletes are taking the lead in the recruiting process, especially in the beginning. Of course, down the line, things may change if you have financial things that you need to discuss. But if you don't have a relationship with the coach, especially if it's perhaps not a stellar one, do not approach them. If you see them at an event or a tournament, you want to make sure you're giving them the space, because they're also actively recruiting you as parents as well. Okay, so bringing it back to the platform, and just some resources we have available to you. We have our help desk, our knowledge base available. It has a lot of FAQs, a lot of videos, steps and things, everything that you can imagine about how a feature works. You can lean on our knowledge base, really a resourceful page there. And then in addition to that, we also have our recruiting guide, which tells you just the basic things on how to get recruited. And it tells you some more information about how to utilize the SportsRecruits platform as well. Next, we have our webinars. So we do host monthly webinars. They're always free. They're always recorded. We will post them on our YouTube page to view. And then we also send out an email with the link of the recording within 24 hours, typically following, just for registering. So if you ever see a topic you're interested in, make sure you register and you'll be sent that recording right to your inbox. But otherwise, the SportsRecruits YouTube page is a great place to see that as well. And then lastly, we have our SportsRecruits blog. This has some recruiting advice, tips, anything news-wise going on, where we'll post some up-to-date materials there. And just a quick note, in case you didn't find it yet, if you perhaps registered through an email that we sent out, we do make it super easy for you to access our webinars tab. If you go to the More tab on your athlete account, click webinars, and then you'll see our help knowledge base, and our blog is also linked there. It makes it super simple for you to find the help that you need. And with that, we will end with a Q&A. I do see some questions, so we can dive into those. Okay, the first question is related to huddle clips. So we do have embedded options. So earlier we talked about the option to upload video. You can upload unlimited video. You can also embed unlimited video. So if you have anything from Vimeo, YouTube, Huddle, there are ways for you to simply embed those to your SportsRecruits accounts. They won't be available in the highlight reel editing tool just because they are embedded, so it doesn't have that raw source. But if that's something you're interested in, it's very common. And it makes everything centralized again, instead of saying, hey, coach, you can find my information on this Twitter handle, on this huddle. You certainly want to include that information, but you also want to keep everything centralized, and SportsRecruits is the place to do that. We also have one more question about our professional reel resources. So on your SportsRecruits accounts, if you're looking at the video tab, we do have the highlight reel editor, but you'll also see professional services. So if you're looking for a little more spruced up video, one with isolation effects, title cards, music, we do offer professional highlight reel services as well. Our post-production team takes care of those, and they can use what they'll need is the original video created using the highlight reel editor. You'll send that to our team through the platform, and they'll take it from there to add those extra effects. If you do have any other questions, just a reminder that, and if I'm missing any, Malik,
We actually have a couple questions on.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and answer those. There we go. Okay, yeah, I was looking at the chat. Thank you for noting that.
And I'm answering some as well.
Oh, great, you're going ahead and answering. Okay, sweet. Let me just give a quick read through, just because I didn't see these. As an international athlete, in terms of the online presence, you can have the same exact exposure in terms of being an international athlete that's being recruited or going through just the admissions process. I don't have the specifics of that, but I think it is something worth noting. Of course, like where you live and any introductory messages, and then the coaches that you're talking to will be able to guide you through the recruiting process if it's any different. But in terms of just being evaluated as an athlete, videos are a great way just for them to see your caliber of an athlete. And then GPA is one area that is not something I'm familiar with, but that's something just to ask them, what do you need? They'll be able to answer your questions as you go through that. Someone asked, let me go back to the highlight reel editor tool. Sorry for all of the skipping of the pages here. This is that highlight reel editor. And if you do have questions specifically about this tool, please email our team, help@sportsrecruits.com. We have some resources in our help desk as well. But basically within this page, you'll see the videos that you uploaded arrive in the bottom of your page. You select them, and then you can drag and drop using the scrubber, and it will add it to the right-hand side, and then you can publish it the top right corner to your account. If that wasn't clear enough, please email us and we can dive into it further. Okay, another really good question is related to when should you, let's see, if you don't have videos yet, when should you create a profile? The answer is that as soon as you're ready to be recruited. I think video is an important piece, but if you have a GPA, if you want to start having contact with coaches, there are some rules for Division I versus Division III, for example. But if you have any skills videos, it doesn't have to be anything official, but one in the backyard at a park, for example, of you doing something, showing your skills, anything like that, that's great for a coach to be able to come on and at least see something. So that's something to keep in mind. But the earlier, we have some 8th graders, we have mostly high schoolers, but like I said, the earlier having that online presence is really critical.
Also, another question that we received was, if you're going to a tournament, is it okay to contact coaches that will be there recruiting to say you're interested in their school and give them your tournament times and team that you're playing for? Absolutely. I think that's the best practice to go about it. So if you know that you have a tournament coming up and you know that coaches are going to be there recruiting, you should definitely send them a message. So.
Yes, and then just last quick one here, and then we can answer any other questions if you send them our way, is just the transparency of the favorites list. If you favorite a school, that is something only that specific school or program can view. They won't be able to see your entire list. But when college coaches are filtering athletes, they will be able to see who's expressed interest, meaning who has expressed an interest by favoriting their school or sent a message to their coaching staff. So those are two key pieces to getting into that filter, but they cannot see any of your other list, any other part of your list. Okay, well, thank you for all the questions. We are really appreciative of your time tonight and glad you all came to listen to Sports Recruits 101. Again, this will be posted to our webinar page as well as our YouTube channel. If you do have questions, help@sportsrecruits.com is the best way to contact us. But thanks for all coming tonight, and we hope you have a good rest of your day.